It's Friday the 27th of August 2021 and I'm at St Mary's Church in the village of Shrawardine in Shropshire to do a walk along the Shropshire Way long distance footpath. Shropshire Way heads along this small lane out of Shrawardine. At this point we're also on part of the Severn Way long distance footpath which follows the route of the River Severn, which is nearby. The lane winds on. Unfortunately I'm pointing into the sun and I've got a feeling for a lot of the walk I will be looking at the directions on the map. Misty views opening up over to the right. The lane degenerates into this bridleway. The bridleway continuing onwards. We're now about to go slightly uphill. Now arriving at the village of Montford, and there's a view of its church. We walk out of Montford along this small road. The road dips and then rises again. The small road crosses the A5 on a bridge. Now entering the village of Montford Bridge, which is on the River Severn. In Montford Bridge there's confirmation we're on Shropshire Way. I do like the buzzard symbol on the waymarks. We're now crossing the River Severn on a road bridge. Now passing the Wingfield Arms pub in Montford Bridge. Opposite the pub we leave the road by taking this short track. The short track leads to a footpath along the edge of this field. We should be coming to a footbridge shortly according to the guidebook. And here is the footbridge. Now on a path by the edge of this field with a pleasant view over to the right. Now in the next field. The path rises and there's a view back to some of the Shropshire hills. Shropshire Way now bears right along this enclosed path. The enclosed path continues. Apparently this can get very wet at times, but it seems alright at the moment. Shropshire Way turns left along this track. More road walking, this time on the outskirts of the village of Bicton. We turn left off the road through this gate along a footpath. Through the gate there's a nice view ahead, but pointing into the sun. There's a view over to the right of the church at Bicton village. As you can see we're still on the route of the Severn Way as well as Shropshire Way. There isn't a Shropshire Way waymark at this point. Approaching a farm there is a Shropshire Way waymark. We now head up this farm drive. After crossing a small road we take this footpath to continue the walk. In the next field, the path follows the hedge on the left. Now there's a fence on the left with a decent view ahead. Into the next field, and again we follow its edge. We join this track for a few yards, but go through that gate. You can see ahead where the track turns right. Through the gate, or rather two gates, and Shropshire Way now follows the edge of Spring Coppice. Next, the path becomes enclosed in these trees. We've now joined this wider track which leads to the B4380 main road. We come to the main road and turn left along it for about 100 yards. We turn left off the main road down this track. The Woodland track continues. The view further along this wide woodland track. After a short section along a road, Shropshire Way takes this enclosed path off to the left. We now have to descend to the River Severn down these steps. And the steps are pretty steep. At the foot of the steps there's this enclosed path. Here we go again, more steps. I think we will be down to the river with these. You can now see the River Severn over to the left, and we're following this field path. Right beside the River Severn now, on this grassy path. Continuing beside the River Severn. On the Severn Way as well as Shropshire Way. Yes, we're on Shropshire Way still. And that's the continuing path. Later, the path becomes more enclosed. The path now goes through the Doctorsfield countryside site. And there's the continuing path. Here's a view of this Doctorsfield countryside site. As you can see, we're still on a path beside the river. The path bears right, and we now have to go up steps. We're now on this narrow path above the river. Yes, you've guessed it, we've got to go down more steps to return to the riverbank. And these are particularly steep, and I'm getting very tired. Now back beside the river in this large meadow. Still on a path beside the River Severn. I might try and see if I can get off the river soon and head to the railway station, because the river does pass quite close to it. Still by the river, and there's a footbridge across it, but the riverside path has come so far away from the station that I might as well continue along the end of the Shropshire Way at the Kingsland Bridge now. So I'll do that. At least I would have completed the end of it, of this section. We're about to go under the Welsh Bridge. Nice view along the River Severn. After a bit of road walking, a path continues beside the river. And that's the Kingsland Bridge in the distance, which will be the end of the walk along the Shropshire Way. Good view of the Kingsland Bridge. Here are the inevitable steep steps up to the bridge. Now at the Kingsland Bridge, which I need to cross to get into Shrewsbury, and this is the end of today's walk along the Shropshire Way. I now need to make my way to the railway station in Shrewsbury. Now on Shrewsbury railway station, and that's the end of today's walk along the Shropshire Way. All the trains seem to be late, but anyway, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.